yesterday. Lillard replied saying, quote, "I have never been buying nothing about you, fam. You a joke. And after our private combo full of backpedaling, you will never have my respect." Skip, please tell us, explain what happened between you two.
Okay, Shannon Sharp, this is going to take a few minutes because a lot has transpired between me and Damian Lillard that I would like to detail for you right now. And you feel free to chime in anytime that you like. This all started on the morning of May 27th when we were doing a show from home. We were still stuck at home.
Right.
And Damian had made some statements to our man Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports that really hit me the wrong way and offended me. And as I recall, I think you were equally offended by those comments.
Right.
Because Damian had said he would go to the bubble, but unless the NBA could devise a format that would give them a chance to make the playoffs, he was going to sit on the bench and watch these bubble games if he didn't have a chance to actually make the playoffs.
Correct, I remember.
And I was offended because his team was 29-37 at that point. We were in the middle of a pandemic, and everyone in the sports business, including us sitting right here at this desk, and we were stuck at home at that point, we were all depending on the NBA to go to the bubble and try to save sports for us by showing us how they could bring sports back safely.
Right.
And by the way, they have achieved that.
Right.
And I think Damian is probably very happy that he went to the bubble and now has a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
But the point is that this also occurred to me as I spoke to you through my little camera in my little house up in my loft to you up in your palatial estate up in Bel Air. Damian Lillard has often spoken out like he's one of the leaders of the NBA. He sometimes speaks as if he's LeBron James. And LeBron is obviously the face of this league and has earned the right to be the face of this league.
Right.
And so I wondered out loud on TV to you, what exactly has Damian Lillard ever won to achieve this kind of stature in this league? Because seriously, he's won nothing.
Right.
He's a very good player, obviously. Highest he ever finished in the MVP race was 4th in 2018. Not bad, not all-time great, obviously. So he has won what? Well, LeBron's won 3 rings with 3 Finals MVPs, and Kevin Durant has won 2 rings with 2 Finals MVPs. But the last I checked, I don't know what Damian has won. And again, I was worked up and angry because our very lives were depending, our existence here on TV was dependent upon them going to the bubble.
Well, Skip, I think I was disappointed because I voiced criticism also. I was like, well, you had an opportunity to put yourself in a better position. Now, the NBA says you're going to go down there and play 8 games. Win your games. Hopefully, you're going to get an opportunity to play Memphis. You can catch them. But to say you need to come up with a plan so we can get in, no, that's not how the NBA should be devised.
Okay.
So I voiced criticism as well as you.
Okay. So that afternoon, I heard from 2 of my friends in this business, our man Chris Haynes and Stephen A. Smith, both said, hey, Dame's looking for your number. Can we give it to him?
Right.
Absolutely give it to him. And within a few minutes, I get a scathing text from Damian Lillard saying, what have you done to challenge what I have done? Well, let's talk about that. And I don't want to text talk about it. I want to talk about it. And if I could talk face to face, I would have done that at that moment.
Right.
Within 5 seconds of me reading that text, I just hit the little dial sign and it rang his phone. So I called him because I don't run from any of that.
Right.
And you know my background. I've had dozens, if not hundreds of battles with professional athletes in my many years in this business. And it's best if they want to talk about it. Yep, absolutely. Let's talk about it. It's even better if he wants to come and sit right here. And I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. And we can talk it out live on TV about all his issues that he has with me. So I called him. And right off the top, I tried to be civil with him, though he was clearly pretty agitated and angry with me. But the first thing I explained to him was, yeah, I got really worked up. I was scathing in my commentary to you because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and I was starting to wonder if we were even going to be able to have this network sustain itself into the fall, because I wasn't sure we were going to have pro football, college. We're still up in the air about college football.
Correct.
I didn't know about baseball, and I was still dubious and highly doubtful about basketball in the bubble with the NBA.
Right.
So I told him, yeah, I got over emotional. Now he's saying I backtracked, but that wasn't the guts of our conversation, because I doubled down on the sort of basis of my commentary. What have you done to be that kind of spokesman for the league? And he said, well, since I came into the league, I've been one of the clutchest players in the league, blah, blah, blah. We go back and forth on, and I hung right in there with him, and it started to get heated. And I asked him, what happened? You had your biggest moment of your career last year, conference finals versus Golden State. No Kevin Durant. It was basically you and CJ versus Steph and Clay. It boiled down to that. You had 4 cracks at them, 4 straight games in which you had a chance to win going to the fourth quarter. And just to reiterate for those who might have missed this, the Portland Trailblazers go into those fourth quarters. They were down 6. They were tied. They were down 3, and the fourth one, they were up 8. That game ended up going to overtime. In those fourth quarters, plus that one overtime, Damian Lillard went 8 of 26. That's 31% from the field. And he shot 5 of 17 from the three-point line. That's 29%. He was a minus 30 for those fourth quarters and that one overtime. He was not clutch. And by the way, for those who don't know this, since Damian Lillard entered this league, he has the worst postseason winning percentage in all of the NBA. That is 37%. He's 19 and 32 in his games. Is that all his fault? Absolutely not. But is he a transcendent king of the NBA kind of player? I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. So I kept telling him on the phone, you just need to show me. You can shut me up by doing it. I can't stop you. I can't go out and guard you. I wouldn't even try to guard you. But you can stop me. You can silence me by just doing it. When you get chances in these big games, just go do it, right?
Right.
And by the way, his postseason plus minus, since he entered the league, he is the second worst in the NBA at minus 219. So don't tell me you're all-time clutch, even though you've made a lot of big shots in some moments, but not the biggest moments. So we go back and forth about that. And the conversation did not end well. It was cold, and it ended, and I thought that would be the end of it. But it wasn't going to change anything I was going to say on television about Damian Lillard, because you know me, I don't pull any punches.
Right.
Apparently, he got the feeling that because we talked on the phone, that meant I wouldn't criticize him anymore, because he had sort of stooped to give me a few minutes. We actually talked for about an hour on the phone, okay? And like he had bought some insurance with me, but you know how I just react to what I see.
Right.
So if you go to the bubble and you play a game against Boston early in the seed games, and you're up 1 with 2 minutes left, and you disappear down the stretch and you are unclutched, I'm going to talk about it. And obviously, I'm about to get to the Clipper game. If you miss 2 big free throws and miss a big tying 3, yeah, I'm going to talk about it, because I need to see more of you, because you clearly, of the potential 8 seeds, is it fair to say they have on paper by far the biggest threat to the Lakers, the best?
But they're still an 8 seed.
Okay.
So they're still at a decided disadvantage.
Okay, I got it. So he also says now that he asked me during this conversation, as he calls it, the private convo that now he made very public,